Howdy everybody, welcome back. Let's do, um, well first, in the last tutorial, if you didn't notice, I'm going to emphasize on it a little bit. We did two different methods. So with the health system, we casted to this custom health system, heal system that we made, and we did it for this set amount, 0.25 out of our blueprint. That's casting to our character. It is starting our heal system, and it is healing for a specific amount that is being sent to heal amount plus, and we're setting our health. And then, in the last tutorial, did we do, yes, we fixed max health. And then in the coin system, we did it differently. We tapped directly into the character. We played our sound, we casted to the character, we pulled the coins variable out of our character, which is this specific variable, and then we set it manually. That's why it's connected to the character itself, instead of calling a function such as health system like we did here. So those are two different methods that you could use to tap into your character with blueprints. And with that said, let's work on a lives system a little bit. I made a really big oopsie on the last video, so I hope I'm picking up at the correct time. So to start off, we're going to need a variable to represent our lives. And if you didn't notice that, I used the shortcut. I clicked on my character, edit 2D Sidescroller character, and I forgot to delete that. And the first thing we want is a variable. This variable is going to be lives or care lives, whatever you want to name it. However, it will be an integer because we're working with whole numbers. So compile and save, and we're going to default that to 3, or you can do 5, whatever you want to, it doesn't matter. And let's see, off of our health, we'll come back to this. The first thing we need to do is go into Content, Widgets, Main HUD Widget Blueprint. And I didn't delete that either. So in this widget blueprint, you will want a text box, and instead of text block, let's just say lives. And we want one more text block right here, and let's default that to 0. Alrighty, so on the right hand side, position Y is 220, and you can scale it to your liking. On the 0, the position needs to be 220, and you can scale it to your liking. Compile and save. Oh, that's from the last binding that I did. I'm going to delete that right quick. We actually don't need that at all. Compile, save, and back to Designer. Sorry about the mistakes. On text 0, first and foremost, we want to anchor that to the bottom right of the canvas panel. Same with lives, bottom right, and highlight your 0, which is representing your lives. And over here at text, where we set the default to 0, click this chain right here. Create binding. And cast to 2D Sidescroller character. And we're going to get the character, you guessed it, get player character. And then we want to get care lives. And it should add an automatic tourniquet or to text as you plug it in. Compile and save. And now when we play, you'll see that she has 3 lives. So, while we're here, how long has this video been going? Only 6 minutes. Let's go into our character blueprint. And off of damage system, this is where we're going to be working. Slide out a little bit. And let's compare float. So this is going to compare with a specific value. The input is going to be our health, and we're going to compare it with 0. If it's equal to or less than no, that's not right. Get character lives, and we're going to set it. So if it's equal to or less than, we want to get our character lives and subtract. We're going to subtract 1 and plug it in right here. And then let's compare integer. And if this, our input is going to be care lives, and if this is, let's compare it with 0, and let's see. I'm checking my notes right quick because this can get way more complicated than it needs to be. And let's see. So what are we doing here? Care health. Then we take away 1. If it's greater than, for now, let's just do open level by name. And that level is going to be 2 2D side scroller example map, and if it's equal, create widget, or less than, alright, hold off on that for just a second, delete, compile, save. Now let's see if this is working to begin with. So in our 2D side scroller character, let's set to 3 and play. It worked. Alrighty, so since that's working and we can no longer do a negative, let's add the animation. So open 2D side scroller character. This is too preemptive. Set a new D, set care animations, and this one is going to be death, and then there's going to be a delay, and we'll want to open the level by name. So do we have our death over here in handle animations? We should have a death somewhere over here, and I'm going to get this out of the way because it's in my way. So set flipbook, and do we have death? We don't, so we need to go fix that right quick. Compile, save, and in content, how long is this video? 13. In sprites, main character, click on dead 10, hold down left shift, go to dead 9, right click, sprite actions, create sprite. Right click once more, create flipbook. And what were the other ones called? I know you're in here. Right here. Main death underscore flipbook. Where to go? Main jump, main melee. Ah, F2 should be on the bottom. F2 to rename. Main death underscore FB for flipbook. Save all. Save often. Edit 2D side scroller. And now we have main death. Compile, save. let's see how that works. It's probably not going to work too well. Let's do 3 seconds on the delay before we open the level again. Play. Huh. What's going on with that? That's not right. That's what's going on with it. I'm an idiot. I did not set it in handle animation. So, on jump, we want main jump and weaving through the spaghetti. So on death, we want main death. Compile, save. So that was pretty good, but we could do better. Go into the character, and it looked like she had 2 full animations in there. So over on our health system, we want 1.5 on the delay instead of 3. And then we are... Can we pause the animation? No. That is still too fast, so... how could we fix that? Let's go down to 0.5. And let's extend our animation and flipbook compile save. Let's actually do 0.7, compile, save, and then go to our sprites. Open up main death, and let's bump that up to 25. Seven. I'm sorry, let's put it at 7. Now what do we have? Better. That's much better. Let's do 10. That way it's not quite as obvious. It's kind of like a slow-mo. And see what that does. Perfect. Beautiful. So now we've got lives, and wow, 20 minutes. And the next one, we're going to work off the other. So if it's equal or less to 0, then we're going to have to make a new widget, and that's going to delete. And when the character has no more lives left, then we're going to pull up a widget that says restart or quit game and stuff like that. We'll get into that on the next one. And last but not least, at the very end of this, we don't need this idle animation. Alrighty, So I hope you guys are having a blast, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.